Hello, welcome back to underKG Show. This is Phil, as always, and today we got BLU Life Play. So BLU is a Miami-based company, and Life is a series name, and the Play is kind of a detailed model out of the Play series. So this is one of the Chinese OEM kind of phones. It's not exactly manufactured in the States. Well, nothing actually is except for the new Mac Pro. But anyway, and it seems like they went to China, they chose one of the Chinese phones, and they just named BLU. And let's see how well it performs to a standards of the other continents. All right, let's start with the receiver on the top with the front-facing camera and the 4.7-inch of a HD IPS display. That's 720p for those of you, and the menu, home, and the back key. That's a Galaxy kind of layout, but who cares? On the right is a volume rocker with the power key. On the top, 3.5mm headphone jack with the microSD port turned upside down like the Asus, and 8-megapixel camera with the LED flash, and kind of this soft fill battery cover, BLU logo there, speaker, and nothing on the bottom nor the right side. There's a little hole over there. Put your fingertips to open the battery casing. And there's a microSD card slot with the micro SIM card slot and the mini SIM card slot. So it's a dual SIM phone, means that it's a dual SIM, dual standby phone. And most of the phones actually, most of the dual phones, almost all of the dual phones have two micro SIM card slots or the two mini SIM card slots. They have two same slots, but they have a mini SIM card slot for the secondary SIM card slot. I don't know why. Maybe you're traveling around and they might not have a micro SIM card. Who knows? And 18 milliamps of battery right there, replaceable. Only comes with one battery, but replaceable battery is good. So closing it back and turning it on gives us the lock screen. It looks like a stock Android, and the launcher looks like a stock Android. This is an Apex launcher. I installed it separately, but the original launcher is no different than the original one anyway. This is the original stock launcher, and that's an Android stock. Pulling down the notification bar gives you that stock feel, and so does the settings. This kind of has minor changes, and so it looks pretty much stock until you go to the settings menu. Gives you this typical Chinese manufacturers modification kind of thingies, and it's not. I'm not necessarily saying that it's bad. I hate the color tones and this undesigned kind of aspects, but it does have that minor little features. When you go to tethering, there's a wireless LAN hotspot, and it actually allows you to choose between IPv4 and the IPv6, and it lets you to block certain MAC addresses that keeps sticking on your Wi-Fi hotspot, and it even lets you to set a bandwidth usage, and when it meets that usage that you dedicated, it cuts down the tethering, so you don't have excessive data charges. That's good. And it even has USB internet, so you connect to a Windows PC with the internet connection, and your phone's gonna get your PC's internet connection for its internet access, the vice versa for the USB tethering. We've seen that on the HTC devices, and it's there. Those minor changes are good. And you might have noticed that when I scroll down, it kind of bounces back. They're going on a lawsuit, Samsung and Apple, and they just used it. I don't know how they did it, but they did. And that's that. And overall performance is actually quite good. It's got a MediaTek quad-core processor with the gigabyte of RAM and the 4 gigabytes of storage, 4 gigabytes of ROM, and it's actually not that bad. I've seen earlier versions of the MediaTek and the Rock chips kind of things, and they've been terrible. They've been simply terrible. And I haven't been expecting much for the dual-core and the quad-core versions of their chipsets, and they've gone actually quite a long way. They're not exactly like as good as those other mainstream quad-core processors, but it's good enough. It's good enough. Don't be fooled by the number of the cores, because it's actually the speed of the clocks and the performances of each of the cores that actually matters the most, until you utilize each of the cores really, really well. But this quad-core guy is actually pretty good. Everyday jobs, it does pretty well. It does that without problem. It's actually pretty snappy, and it's not taking much of the battery either. 1800 milliamps of battery doesn't sound that large, but it actually does pretty good job. It stays there pretty well. And CPU power saving mode even saves battery more, so you can have longer battery life. All right, enough with the basic functions of the phone. What about the multimedia? Not so great. 8 megapixel camera. Don't be fooled by the number over here as well. The size number of the pixels on the camera isn't what you should care, because although that's 8 megapixel, it doesn't take exactly quite good pictures. This is a picture of a stove that we have in the office, and this isn't the red that it has. And it's not the only matter of the color. The noises over here tell us that the camera isn't good in any ways. And also in the multimedia other section is the music, and quality of the speaker isn't good either, and speaker over here is quite squeezy, and when you put it on the floor, it mummers the sound. So don't expect too much on the speaker. It's actually quite bad. And is it better if you plug your own headphones on the top? No, not really. It's kind of muffled sound, and don't expect anything near iPhone or the Galaxy S4. But there is a reason why you shouldn't expect that you get from the Galaxy or the iPhone, because the price is almost as 1/3 of those of the iPhones and the Galaxy S4. So I can't really say that this is actually quite as well spec'd as Galaxies, but that's close enough actually. Quad-core and the gigabyte of RAM, and the price range of this guy is around $200, 220 kind of ish, depending on which of the stores that you get. And for that price range, this guy is actually performing pretty well, and the build quality is actually pretty good. The soft touch and this awkwardly designed plastic silicone cover isn't really meeting to my taste, but overall it's painted pretty good without any flaws on the edges, and the quality of the display is actually pretty good. This is actually better than most of the phones that I've seen recently. Color reproduction is good, and this is actually a better screen than most of the phones that I've seen recently on this price range. So with that, this is actually a quite good budget phone that you can get. I know that BLU isn't exactly the most familiar manufacturer that you could choose out of, but hey, they make a nice phone for the price. And they're actually giving better of a software update than some of the other manufacturers are giving. I've been using this phone for about 2 weeks, and I've received 2 software updates. Frequent update doesn't always mean that it's good, because it kind of means that your first firmware that you had isn't exactly perfect, but it's better than those companies that don't even fix it. So there's that. So this was BLU Life Play. It's kind of confusing. BLU Play Life, BLU Life Play, Life Play BLU. And BLU Play Life. Right. No, BLU Life Play. There you go. This was BLU Life Play, and this was underKG. Don't forget to tap on there to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys later in the next coming review. Thank you always for watching. Bye.